So welcome to a normal intro to Super Metroid Map Rando, the weekly. This is a weekly race. We have a big lobby, 22 people all racing at the same time. Today we have Spiffy, Thomas, and Tilmorph. You may have seen them in the tournament that's currently ongoing. So many names in this race room who are also participating in the tournament. There's so many choices of people to choose from. To restream, promote, demonstrate, watch, study, learn from, laugh at. And we're gonna see what happens. I'd totally jump for the item. Oh, is this gonna be Meridia elevator? That'd be funny. That'd be a throwback. But no. So what is this difference? 13 or 14 seconds? So we're gonna seek the runners. If Chad is not aware, because by the sounds of it, Chad is not always aware that there's some difference, like from the streamer to Twitch to SpeedGaming restream bot. That takes a different amount of time between each runner, so we have to synchronize them. That's at the start of every race. That's why we get them to run timers. I guess I don't really know how easy it would be for me to run a timer, or get the tracker to run a timer. But that's what you do at SGL. You have the broadcast crew run the timers. It's just an extra thing to crop and look at. So what's happening in the seed? We have clowns. That's the baby room. The baby appears in that one if you're going the other direction. So we'll probably see that later. There's a major and precious. Green morph ball. Very nice. The game sound is slightly loud, but I can tell off the Discord. Also, the cropping slightly. But enough about nitpicking. Tilmorph versus Spiffy Thomas. Tilmorph looks to be in a bit of a lead. Right now they have Morph Ball, missiles, power bombs. So you can do a lot. It does make them come back through the baby room. It is very technically possible to do baby skip with these items. If you're following the low percent ice, it's not really a race, but it's a competitive grind for world record that's currently ongoing with Oats and Zenny. And then Eddie was there briefly. In that, they have basically these items plus Ice Beam, and they get baby skip. Look, if you work hard enough, anything is possible. That's somewhat nice of the seed. Puts a health refill right next to the baby room. So you don't even need to go for the skip. Okay. Speed booster. I'll forget later, but we're doing SGL announcements right after this. If I don't forget later, I'll announce it later. But yes, this is Super Metroid Map Rando, as it says on the screen. So it's Super Metroid, which is a game everyone is familiar with now. But the rooms are randomized. Like where each door connects to is randomized. And then the fancy part is that the map, like the world map, is all like properly connected. So we've had lazy connected rooms for a long time. Spiffy showing off, but didn't get the trick. But now we have like a functioning map, and that means you can base a lot of decisions on the structure of the world. You can tell, like, generally where things are going to be, and more so how, like, the shape of rooms. So it's really fun to think about. Oh, the map. Speaking of. So Spiffy gets the map. Maps are huge. Maps reveal all. And if Tilmorph is going to be blind checking instead of having the map, then I'd say Spiffy's in the lead. Up until the point where Tilmorph decided not to go to the map, he was ahead. But just like that. It is called Map Rando after all. So we're going to see the difference. This is blind checks versus like having the map. You see that Tilmorph came down into Three Musketeers, has to reset out. And that's a sequence that Spiffy's never going to do. Unless he runs into Harry Suit and wants to actually do that intentionally. So the Wreck Ship E-Tank room, that was Speed Booster, I believe. I wonder what's keeping Tilmorph from the map. Oh, Metroid's 4? The scariest of all Metroid rooms. Don't want to mess around in there. It's nice to blind majors. Charge isn't going to be useful for a while. So it's not like that helps in the next 20 minutes. So if you having the map, it's going to run into that. You can see this caution tape on that door. It doesn't show up all that well on the capture of the restream. But down doors, if they have caution tape, they're a water room. And they don't have any movement items like spring ball or high jump yet. So you can't do that yet. Can't go down there. That'd be a soft block. Climb is it's a bad room early on. Biffy, can you do it? Good. Stop this analysis to focus on Spiffy. Going through the Metroid 4 room. Got grabbed, lost half of his health. But makes it through. Going back down is much easier. because it's exactly like speedrun strats. But most of the time you get grabbed at the end, but it's not for much damage. Oh, that's high jump. Metroid's 4, it could be in logic with charge beam. That's also worth mentioning before I get back to my forgotten point. Yeah, it's gone. We found high jump, so we'll see if Spiffy goes to Meridia with this. Goes down the caution door. If this is Everest, now he's stuck. So that's bad. There's a save right there, too. If it was Fish Tank, he'd be stuck. Fish Tank left door. Or if it was Everest, he'd be stuck. That makes it a 50-50. And those are not great odds. Just would have been safer to take the save, go the other Meridia. That's assuming he saw the caution tape. Many of the down doors, they're a little bit off camera. Andy rushing. But as far as the 1v1 goes, Tillamorph doesn't have the map. So Spiffy Thomas is still allowed to spend all of his time leaning into a reset. He could be thinking that there's a path to the other Meridia entrance. Because there probably is. So what's happening? I don't know that Metroid 4 is in logic yet, even with charge. Because it's a really difficult room. When you're doing charge instead of screw attack Metroid rooms, sometimes you bump into a Rinka and that eats your pseudo screw, and then you just get grabbed and die. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong with Metroids. I don't know exactly what the logic decided to do with that room. Okay, Spiffy does get the map. Yes. As supers can go back up the other exit out of Meridia. And then the majors are somewhat far. Down major looks okay? Or is that worse room? Okay. Right. So Croc Speedway. The lower major is closer. There's a health farm here. Just need to go to it. It is possible to get scammed on drops. Get a full wave of ammo drops and no health. Right before you go into health bomb. But full ammo, so this will be fine. And then the other major that was here, it was fairly long to get to. Need to do kind of a big loop. Another Metroid room. So here's the pseudo screw. We use space jump. Ice Beam? Ice Beam is nice if you want to farm the Metroid. Oh, Spiffy showing off the logical strats. The logically intended way of doing Metroid. Except for the morph things. Almost all the logic is written for minimal item. So he's gonna go left and not have enough health. Yeah, so best of luck. Doing reverse croc speedway without various suit takes quite a bit of help. But it's also actually possible to do with a single reserve tank. You just have to do pretty heavy pause abuse. Alright, just gonna run it back. Still in a better situation than Tillamorph here. I don't really see all of our options. Like, it could be that you get charged and then you get high jump. I think that's the simplified logic. Yeah, it still doesn't have the map. Every time I look at Tillamorph's screen, why no map? No space jump either, I didn't see where we got that. Although that does it look like space jump animation? Sound effect for it. I think you're right. SpeedGaming, the main channel, we must rectify and fix. Yeah, Spiffy wanted to talk with his chat, so we're gonna be on Tillamorph's audio for this stream. Like normally you want to follow the leader in the race, or the one that seems ahead, or the one doing an interesting thing. But streamers want to talk to the chat. That's fine. We just need someone's audio. Otherwise, I'm the important thing you need to listen to. You need to open your ears to me and no one else. Nothing else. Okay, so Spiffy did decide to come over here for the other major in the area. And it just seems fine to do. You space jump across Coliseum. You gotta wonder if everyone in the race room is collecting every single major. Because once you have high jump, like high jump and charge, you can really do everything. I don't think Screw Attack really enables new things. Screw Attack could be the logic on high jump, for all we know. Now we're getting the map on Tilly's side. 15 minutes later. It's almost the same as losing 15 minutes. Because it was all blind exploration. So I'm mad. Also, going for the sky item instead of directly to the map. If you have the map, then you know that it's a missile. You can see that it's a small dot. Oh. But I guess in this case, you need the missile pack to open the door leading over there. I didn't see anything else that was that important in Meridia. I was mostly looking for majors. There's some heat blocking the E-tanks. That's hard to do. It looks like Norfair is in logic. So, left side Norfair, left side Everest, I mean, with high jump ice, that is getting changed in the next release to be in very hard. I think everyone can do it and get up here. But the expected way is a little unintuitive. You're supposed to follow the crab, the one that's on the left peak, like not the one on the wall, but the left mountain. You follow it around. It goes down, and then you climb it when it's going up on the left side, and jump from there. But that's getting moved to very hard. So it's interesting to see it here. I haven't really noticed it come up. I don't know if I've seen it at all. That's because I'm normally just rushing through the room. That's where Space Jump was. Yeah, I don't know why you don't go to map so much sooner. It was double chamber. Double chamber is, like, not safe. I think the majority of runners don't know how the platform works. The up and down enemy. The up and down platform. Logically, you just have to go under it. And, like, anywhere under it. You don't have to be close to it. Like, vertically. And it'll start descending and it makes the wall jump up easy. And that's in medium. No, it's in medium with high jump. In hard, it's just in hard. The settings today, so we are not playing tournament settings, we are playing weekly settings. So season 3 settings, and we are not saving the animals today. So just a classic season 3 seed. The standout feature to Season 3 is the extra 4 supers in the pack, or in the pool, I mean. And what else? It wasn't 4-tier map markers. Maybe it was. Season 3. I guess it's been a while now. But we added quality of life high. And there's 2 things that changes. One is pretty minor. that never gets talked about. That's when you get a map and then go into the neighbor region. Then if there's any floating connectors, then they'll show up, leading you back to the region you have the map in. And the other part of high quality of life is the 4 map marker icons. So single pixels missile, X's are power bombs or supers, hollow dots are E-tanks or reserves, and then the filled in dots are the majors. And then the majors are everything on the tracker plus grapple extra. That should be most of what you need to know about map random. Get the maps and look for the majors. Oh no, check tool's coming. We don't have any suits yet, so snails do 100 damage. I don't remember what check tool does. Probably 160. A deadly amount. There's a lot of back and forth here on Spiffy's side. Tilmorf already had some back and forth, but now he's making progress. It's blind progress. It doesn't have the high jump, so that's going to make getting back out harder. I can understand not wanting to do Metroids 4. But I think if you get Screw Attack, you have to think it's telling you to do Metroids 4. If you up to 3 tanks, but all empty. So this is how you get slow seeds. That's what I'm looking at right now. If you're farming crabs to get 3 tanks back in a bit of a slow room, you're gonna have a slow time. Tilmorf also gonna have a hard time with this farm. Nope. Where's that put you? Okay, just below. It looks like they didn't farm to full health at the pre-croc farm. It's not that important. Lands on the map. Gonna get the info. Like, I don't see what the plan is. There has to be a plan here, but I'm not focusing on the runners or the map enough. Kind of not what I do when I'm commentating races. But Spiffy has been in this segment, in the 2 rooms left of Everest, for it feels like 10 minutes. I don't think we're up to that much yet. And then resets. I guess he used all of his missiles on Shack Tool right there. So maybe that's the problem. One of 2 problems. So Tilmorf also confirming. This seems like the kind of seed where you want all the E-tanks. Yep. Both of them doing just really bad farm spots to get their health back. I don't think you can get to the farm on Tilly's side. So we're going right. What was that room again? Okay, we're not going right. Like, I keep seeing Spiffy Thomas farm health. And then I look back and his health is low again. But did pick up 5 more missiles. We can see what's in the next door. Is 200 health enough to climb the 100 stairs? It is enough to go down. I think it's just shy if you do the manip. But if you have screw attack, it should be fine. Especially if you can get the drops. And then, I don't really know if we're going up or down. But we should get new progress here. Okay, that was scary. If you get touched without screw attack up, that's 200 damage. Farm room. Good. Okay, so Spiffy is safe. Right, I can turn myself up the slightest amount. We'll see if Telemorph goes for the E-Tank. The ammo situation's a lot better. Doesn't have high jump. But knows that there's a major there. We can't see in the circle that is high jump, but hasn't gotten it. So where can I learn more about this SpeedGaming Live announcement? Why, one place you can look is the SpeedGaming Live Discord. That's where I'm going to check it out. Announcement stream approximately 5 p.m. Eastern. Right after this race. The race we're watching right now. Of the weekly Super Metroid Map Rando community event. It's possible you were introduced to Map Rando at SpeedGaming Live, the online event. Because that's where we had our first big tournament. So shoutouts to them. SpeedGaming Live. For enabling big tournaments. And helped us grow. We're big enough to have a second tournament, also on SpeedGaming. Going on right now. And that's why you've seen fewer weekly restreams. Because there's so much Map Rando restream action happening. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Special SpeedGaming Live announcement. Hotel information ticket tiers. All caps. Okay, so we're into Dragon. This is pretty miserable. Prayed into Dragon. I might leave if I had to do this Dragon. There's only a few runners who can pull this off. You have to be confident that you can get missiles and never get hit. Like, you're allowed to get hit. I guess twice. You have the health to get hit twice. But if you get hit twice, that's a sign that you can't do the fight. Because this is going to take so long and you have to play so perfectly. But essentially, you can't get hit. The damage is too much, and you have to farm so many times as it is to get missiles. If you get grabbed, it feels like about 50-50, whether you get hit or not. Telomorph doing the tech, as intended. Froze the crab. Okay. So, Telomorph has caught up. Has angered the snails. You can get hit if you anger both of them. That was so close. Telomorph's ammo is much nicer. Part of Spiffy's problem was just being out of ammo. The other part was being out of health. Oh, Spiffy even reset to behind where Telomorph is. Doesn't have the E-tank, most notably. So, we have an even race. Oh, well that... You can't do anything about that. Oh, that's worth talking about, though. Kyle came up with new tiles for the Lore Norfair elevator map. Not map, the elevator room. So there's caution tape on the water doors when you go down. And they're going to add caution tape on that elevator with a new tile type. Because that elevator room is one of the big design problems. Because it's a room where you can enter and instantly softlock by dying. It takes too much health to go down the elevator and back up. So we've wanted caution tape there for a very long time. And it seems like they have a solution. Spiffy, oh no. Bullied by the Boyan to death. We're hearing in the race room that a few runners are tilted. Not having the best time of things. If you're doing impressive room, you want to freeze the Boyan. Going both directions, really. But I imagine Spiffy has ice turned off. Because he's doing the farm. If you're farming, you want ice turned off. Having ice on really cuts into the efficiency. On the other hand, you can go up to this farm room here, the post-croc farm room. Oh, there it is, the intended crab lure. I don't know how many people know about that. Didn't work out, unfortunately. Couldn't freeze it in time. 0 supers. But that's the intended crab lure. You do a crouch jump with high jump, bring him down. Or you can climb the crab on the right and then jump over. I guess he's actually gonna meet up with the crab here. I don't think you crouch jump in that position. I think you spin jump. But he was a little bit to the right anyway. A little bit far right. Biffy showing us extreme tech. I don't even know that this is extreme tech. This might be insane tech the way he's doing it. I don't really remember. Let's call it extreme for now. I just know that there's a different version where you use a super to knock a crab off the wall, and he's not going to do that. In this case, you have to practice the strat enough to not rely on your own sprite. Because to know exactly where to position things, you want to use the crab sprite. Yeah, it looks like he's quitting. It's a lot easier if you bring a second crab. But still pretty hard. And I think that led to the other E-tank over in that direction. An easier way to get over there would be to Shine Spark out of Shack Tool's room. And then I saw that that E-tank was surrounded by a lot of heat too. Tied frame for frame here. 41 minutes in. You've never seen anything like this. Tillamorph, up an E-tank. Made a strong recovery after missing the Brinstar map for so long. Spiffy, with the knowledge that Kraid and Dragon are to the left. You gotta firm. Oh, Tilly going up. This could be big. Missile pack. Oh, the map's right here. Well, now I have to question what Spiffy was doing. You go for the maps. Why were we diving left? Unless he didn't pause. They have Speed Booster, they found Aqueduct. So you can get those items, but first we're gonna fight Fantan. And this will be... Well, I guess we don't have a save nearby. We have already killed the boss. So can't really say this is the first boss kill. But this is progression in the seed. We're gonna kill Fantoon, unlock the map, and then even if we take a reset, the map will be saved on the save file. Because that's some pretty cool, extremely useful quality of life that Mano wrote. Whenever you unlock a new map tile, it's gonna save that data to all of your save files. We have rolling saves in Map Rando, so it has to account for all of your save files. Completely even race here at 43 minutes now. Who will break away first? Unfortunately missed the super. Gets a fast. Didn't even need the super. Okay. So you probably want to get the Aqueduct items, but we'll see what's actually over here first. There should be a sand pit as well. So that's a major, that's a major. Mother Brain. And there's a major on the left side. First one. There's a number of X's. The health is not that easy to get. Morph bombs. Wreck ship criteria. Okay. You'd feel a lot nicer, a lot better if you had more E-tanks. 2 is enough where you can do everything. But if you actually have to go through a real heated room, you're not too comfortable with that. Like a lone warfare room. Spazer. Big finds. There's health in the left sandpit. I think I'd get that. If you want to get the left side major, I think you get the E-tank first. There's Spore Spawn. Single chamber. Oh, that major is not that easy to get. If you want the major, you definitely need to get the sandpit E-tank. Unfortunately, Spiffy couldn't save the third E-tank that he did spend so much time picking up. Oh, Telomorph does have a third. That could work. Try and do a short charge by the looks of it. Try and do a logical water shine charge by the looks of it. Logic says you need 4 tiles from the door to do this short charge. Okay. So I don't know if this works out for Spiffy. You have to go through single chamber from the top. You can probably do it. No, that doesn't even connect. You have to go through Spore Spawn. Yeah, I thought the top of Red Tower connected. Wild. Looks like Tilmorph doesn't see it either. I didn't see it. It's tricky. At least the way that I was looking at the map. I had to... Like, my initial view of it needed to be refined 3 times. Just because you can get adjacent to where you want to go, but you can't actually continue that way. So what's the idea here? Wreck ship. Yeah, wreck ship makes sense. I don't remember what room was next to fish tank to see if it was in logic. I think Spore Spawn is logic. If you come down on the way back wouldn't be. Unless there's a different way back. Panic! Oh, another piece of news. So save rooms. There's 2-sided save rooms, like the one Telomorph is in right there. And those are oftentimes hard to see on the map, that there's a second exit. And in the next patch, the next release, it'll be easier to tell because they'll be drawn differently. They have like a pixel cut out on the other side. Get wreck ship map. Okay, so there's Ridley. How do you get to Ridley? I saw bowling is there. There has to be a left side then. And then there's also the back of gauntlet items. Or green pirate shaft. 6 shine spark. Killed all the flies that fly away. Can do it again. Killed them with the power of stored energy, shine spark, and then jumping into them. If only shine sparks could empower your screw attack. Okay, coming up to watering hole for more E-tanks makes sense. Once you get enough E-tanks, then you can more easily do whatever you want. You don't have to stress out about every decision. I don't know what's up with that pancake. He avoids the kill shot more than half the time. That is a weak but strong pancake. Spiffy should get the major that's over here. And unless it's Varia, it's gonna have to come back before Ridley. Okay. Ice Phaser, not a strong enough beam to slow down a rushing crab. I should mention that we do have a finisher in the race room. Someone who did not shamble. See what we get. Oh, back to Norfair. Plasma. Charge Plasma, pretty good, but is not good enough to kill Ridley. Wait. So you have to come back from this major, the one that's off of single chamber. You have to go down back into Norfair. You would be able to come up for Spore Spawn. So there's that. But Telemorph just gonna skip the major. I don't know if we had a pause yet. I don't know where the map is here. Does my command work? There, the manual command. Oftentimes with these weeklies, the racers get added at the last minute. That's just how weeklies are set up. So they don't get added to the bot properly. But you can follow the runners. Biffy Thomas, Telemorph. Both very strong, very experienced Super Metroid runners. I think Telemorph right now is playing more vanilla. And Spiffy only plays randomizer. Actually, I saw Spiffy doing any percent last stream. That was following his tournament race. Force Spawn? Is he gonna fall? And he's up there. That's the trolliest location for Spore Spawn. So, like all the other gray doors, it's not gonna shut behind you. And you can just fall right back out. The one shot. Spore Spawn's weak to charge and takes double damage. Oh, let's see this big jump. This is one of the best gravity jumps in the game. Saved it. Easy to do, works every time, and big time save. This is the community weekly race. You may have gotten too accustomed to best of threes, but this is not part of the tournament. This is a race of 22 entrants, of which Spiffy and Tilmorf are 2. Big ol' free-for-all. So the way you play changes a bit. This is worth race time points. The tournament races actually aren't worth race time points. But this is a group race instead of a 1v1. So you're trying to do well within the group. That means taking a couple safe plays. Or if you want to get first, one big risky play. But who knows? Internally, they could be trying to win the 1v1. This is, after all, the race that the community sees. Ouch. Face into spike. Somehow Spiffy gets to the map first. So 3 majors that I see, 4. Yep. Watching guarding the ship. I don't know that we scrolled left enough. But we have all the boss info. Spiffy does. Kilmorph doesn't know about Ridley. Ridley over in Wreck Shop. Big find. The gravity suit. E-Tank's almost as big. Because they have had some struggles with their health this suit. I don't know how much they even are gonna want to talk about this seed. Then kind of shambles. It seems like they've resolved the shambles right now. The other map. Seems like we're gonna see Spiffy with a lot of E-Tanks. But if we get all the majors here, we're probably gonna have Varia. Slideshow? Our restream was depending on Telomorph. We can't have the slideshow. That's our only game sound source. Spring ball. So I think we're just gonna let this play out. Unless there's someone in the background who knows how to resolve every problem. Gonna take care of this secretly. That'd be convenient. So we saw up, Spiffy Thomas got Spring Ball. That's where Tilmorph is going. We also can get more E-Tanks. With the E-Tanks, you can get out. Because they did have to do the 2 heat rooms. We are missing Wave Varia Grapple X-Ray. There's the 1 major in Norfair that no one's gotten. I think there's 3 more here. Apathy Duck. The one who is waiting on the sidelines to announce SpeedGaming Live 2025. Directly following this race. going to provide you with all of the actually important information, or the practical information about the event, the venue, tickets. So what do we get? Reserve tank. And the Varia suit. So plasma's good. The question is, does Spiffy check for more majors? The same question to Telomorph too. Ice Phaser's not very good. And if you're looking for a beam, it's going to be 50-50 from here. I think with this ammo, Ice Phaser's fine. But it depends on if you can refill before Mother Brain. And Spiffy doesn't have Gravity Suit. But we're not going through too many rooms from here. It's kind of bad taking that crab hit. Has the Sports Spawn already killed? It's good for routing. But you just get your 3 boss kills on the left side here. What are the regions of the game? So we started in Brinstar, then Meridia, and we're Norfair. We've gotten Criteria. Biffy's done Wreck Ship, and someone's been into Torian. But I don't think we fully explored it. So I guess that's what's happening. So unfortunately, Telomorph picking wrong. Oh, that's a bad map too. I think it was a close race, but where Spiffy picked Wreck Ship and Telomorph picked Torian, that's just too much of a difference. Hopefully Telomorph has a save set up. But even then, the problem with saves in the 1v1 is that if you have to use it, it means you lost all this time of exploring. Maybe gonna try to blind Ridley. I was wondering how this map worked. I haven't gotten a good look at this on like the Wreck Ship. All I see is bowling and how that doesn't let you do a lot. Okay. So grapple here. Wow. Second super pack at the hour 3 mark. So to get back, Spiffy's gonna do a crab freeze. They're probably gonna show us the good, quick, and useful way to do it. Oh, there you go. 30 supers. Are you gonna reset 30 supers? Nothing. Oh, there's another major. I thought we found them all. Okay. Fight's over. Without Gravity Suit, you can take enough damage. Like, it's possible for it to go bad enough to die from here. Pretty much if you get hit and fall in the acid, and then hit again, you just die. But that's a nice fight. Oh. You killed the crab. So what strat is this gonna be? Does this work? I've only seen flatly jumping from the right side. Oh, nice. Wonder why I did it that way. If you do it that way, you get 2 tries, but it's harder to tell when to do the freeze. So ETA. We are following Spiffy as the leader. He's gonna exit here, go down, get the Dragon kill. Mother Brain is in the same region on the right. So that's like 5 minutes to get to Mother Brain. And then the escape after that. The escape is you go up and then left a bit. So probably slightly over mid on the timer. But we're doing the weekly Super Metroid Map Rando weekly community event experience. We would wait until Telomorph is done. Telomorph does have gravity. So that's gonna make a lot of this faster. Like if Spiffy had gravity, that number would be lower. He does have to go through a lot of water rooms. Not a lot, but enough that it's annoying. Like gate glitching with supers. That's annoying. Yeah, when doing the schedule, you put in for 2 hours on these. And then I try to avoid ever going to 2 hours. But in this case, we had real bad seed. These are some really strong runners. Where it's surprising to be over an hour. And yet, it's gonna be more like an hour 15. Oh, I forgot we have to do crate again, too. So I had on the extra minute and a half for crate. We're gonna high five in the middle. Be cute. I think there's one room between crate and Dragon. So when I'm doing egg game, I'm stressing over Mother Brain ammo. That's why I don't like using supers on the Dragon here. At the same time, Kraid is next. And if you want to do a quick kill, that's done with supers. Usually you get some back. mouse. I feel like this is going to be a little closer than I thought. But the ammo situation on Tilmorph's side is going to slow things down from here. Doesn't have good ammo for Ridley, and then won't have good ammo for Mother Brain either. Oh, nice. Double charge shot kill. And full supers. Okay. So what do I know? I wasn't expecting the double charge shot kill. So we're gonna get a Shine Spark out of Dragon's room. I don't think this reaches. Like you saw, he delayed it so long because it wasn't gonna reach. It certainly is possible to Shine Spark out. It's actually possible to do a spring ball bounce, like into the door. You run on the invisible bridge. You use spring ball to bounce on the door frame, and that would take you to the top right door here. That would have been cool to see. That's something that Logic devs have spent a lot of time putting everywhere, but it doesn't really come up often. It's cool to see stage. If you go up and right, you can't approach Mother Brain from the right. Even more supers. 35 supers. I don't think it's too complicated to get the Mother Brain. I just didn't see the path. So Tilmorph has a weak beam. Has double suit, so not worried about dying. So the plan should be to spend all ammo. You do about 7 supers worth of damage, and then spend all ammo, and that's the fight. And then you want to find a ammo refill from the brain. Yeah, the brain part. Have to go down and do a small loop of 3 rooms. Enough damage? Ridley is in the red, and this is 13 supers. So you don't need to do many charge shots. It's roughly 3. It's 3 and a fraction charge shots per super. If you actually do the math on that, the numbers get kind of high. So it's like 7 shots for 2 supers. Yeah, not gonna be finishing too far apart in the end. Gravity saving a lot of time. There is a bit of an ammo farm in Batu and E-Tank, but hopefully you can get something better. But you definitely want to farm ammo back. Charge shots cost a full second to fire. Yeah, I don't really see a farm. Okay, Mother Brain down into the escape. I said like a minute 20. I think you just go up. No, it's gonna be less than that. You go up, it's like Main Street, and then yeah, not even much of Criteria. And then that'll be it for the race. On Spiffy's side. I didn't even see the number. But 30 seconds left. Not many rooms, but a lot of movement. Yep. There it is, on the ship. Spiffy Thomas is going to win the restream race. The time of 1:15:45, which is 8th overall. Oh wait, what does 08 mean? GG. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, Eddie was the winner with a 49-minute time. I guess in this seed, you just need to make your way to Criteria and get your suits. Yeah, 49-minute time. Very strong. The next runners were fairly close. Mo with a 53, Sponge with a 54. Then we have Lopter with 59. Adriano, Sunwoo, Beardness. And the place following Spiffy, not yet claimed. Oh, there was a pretty good firm. That's convenient. You want to fill the full supers as Tilmorph. You're going to get a little more than one super per firm cycle. And a super is 3 and a fraction shots. So you'd be saving 3 seconds per firm. But just because the race is decided, don't go anywhere. Following this is going to be the SpeedGaming Live online information. What did I say online? On-site information announcement. Super special announcement right here. Seems like Spiffy's not joining us. But in the chat, if you want to know anything, you can ask in the chat. Talking to you, chat. You can ask questions at any time. So the way that the seed played, they both had a lot of struggles. Tillamorph not getting the Brinstar map. That was the biggest thing by a lot. And then get strong on the 50-50 of Torian versus Riksha. And then Spiffy had a very hard time breaking into Warfare. That is the summary of the race. As we watch back the summary live. Spiffy gonna give us the silent self-interview? My problem with the Dragon fight is that you did not go to the Norfair map first. And then the Dragon fight itself is just hard. Yeah, pretty fast escape. Gonna speed this up. Mark Tilmore for the finish. Looks like we do get to talk a little bit. We have a taker. Welcome, Tillamorph. How you feeling?
Well, that was definitely an interesting seed.
Yeah. If I want to get directly into complaining, you put off the Brinstar map for ages.
Yeah.
What was that about?
So I saw that heated room, and for some reason, right away, I was like, oh, I don't have enough energy to get through here. And then, of course, I didn't get any more energy, and then went back and was like, oh, this is no problem with that amount of energy. So the room entrance kind of threw me off, and I wasn't sure I could get through, but
hello, everybody. I have arrived. Sorry for my late joining, my tardiness. GG's to Tillymore.
Yeah, even though you're late joining, we do have to be quick with this.
Of course, of course.
But yeah,
I don't know about
both of you. For the race overall, you both had one major shamble, and otherwise it's pretty similar. Pretty even race. And then the final difference is Tilmorph going to Torian, while Spiffy went to Wreck Ship first.
Yeah, I went to Wreck Ship first and spotted Ridley right away, so I knew where he was. Broke some logic to do it, though. Major shambles beforehand, though. Trying to get into Norfair was pretty bad, as you can see. And then Aussie in the Map Rando Logic Developer. Can you explain to me what happened on that Dragon? I showed the clip to the restream and everything.
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't know you were pointing out something in particular.
So what had happened was I got gooped by Dragon, and then I broke free. She did a swoop pattern, and on the next goop, while there was no goop on me, she immediately, like, she acted like I had a goop on me already. She went to pick me up with no goop on the screen at all. Didn't even shoot a single goop. Picked me up and instantly tail whipped me and killed me. So I had to go back to before Everest again.
That's crazy. You weren't slowed down already?
Didn't feel like it. I mean, I was underwater, so it just felt slow anyways, but...
Then I have no idea. Like, I know that permagu is a word that's thrown around. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I just had no idea. This is my first interaction with it. I'm glad I can discover something new now, rather than like in the tournament or whatever, but yeah, it's still a little unsettling, to say the least.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, GG's again to Tilly.
Yeah, GG's as well. That was quite the crazy routing of a seed.
Oh yeah, insane.
Yeah. So Spiffy, you had trouble getting into Norfair, and I couldn't really follow like exactly what the problem was.
The problem was the red key enter stairs. The first time I ran into it, I only had about 90 health. So I wasn't comfortable about doing that. The previous room was the G4 hallway, so no farm. The previous room to that was Shack Tool. So atrocious farm, and the room before that, I believe, was just Everest.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't find a way to farm up and get there. The second time I attempted to get there, I got stuck in the shack tool room. The water had risen up, lowered, so I got the full ball movement speed, and then I ended up inside Gary when the water popped up. So he hit me twice, leaving me at 90 health again. And then the third time, I tried to get an E-tank and died. And then the fourth time, I got an E-tank and survived. And then I had about 6 attempts before I actually successfully got an warfare. And on the 6th attempt, I went to the left instead of going up Oasis. I did a roundabout turn, blinded Kraid, killed Kraid, and then the magic goop happened. So I had to try and go in the Norfair 7 times.
Yeah, it's not one of those times you just didn't have missiles for the door even.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
All kinds of problems.
Exactly.
And that exactly canceled out with Tilmorph not getting the Brintstar map.
Oh gosh. Oh, that sounds atrocious. Oh, apologies for that one.
Also didn't have high jump for a very long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for some reason I just missed that major on the map for high jump. Eventually did go back for it when I realized there was nowhere else I could go. But
yeah, exactly. It is required. I didn't think that was going to be on logic, but Lopter in my chat actually, not during the race, post race, of course, pointed out, because I underwater wall jumped, pointed out that you are supposed to use the hard tech. Did you freeze that crab on the top and then use the frozen crab to just crouch high jump onto the top left to get to Norfair?
Okay, so
And that's where I got.
That is being taken out of hard in the next release.
Ooh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't think it really warrants being taken out of hard. It's just a knowledge check. But again, I'll leave it to those who know much better than I do.
Yeah, it's on the border.
Pretty obscure.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to talk about in the seed?
I'll start us off. About the seed specifically, I felt like I was crushed in the beginning. Major shambles in the middle there. But all in all, I don't think that would have saved me the 26 minutes between my time in first place. So it's just one of those things that you gotta stay in tip-top shape if you want to be up top. So, and I just didn't do it. But on another note, I want to say thank you real quick to Aussie, to Fishing Boo for tracking, and for having us restreamed. Quick and simple.
Thank you.
I just want to echo that. Thank you for tracking and restream and commentary. I always love watching these back with a few additional players pulled up on the side just to see like how Eddie actually finished in 50 minutes. But yeah, thank you. And these are always a blast.
Yep, these restreams are great to watch back, learn things. You never know what you're gonna see. Everyone's gonna route a seed differently. But thanks to both of you, Biffy and Tilmorph, for putting on the show. Thanks to Fishing Boo for handling tracking. It's great when I don't have to worry about that. Right after this is going to be the SGL announcement stream. So you can stay tuned for that in just a moment. I'm Aussie101, gonna sign off here. See you all next mission, which tends to be Wednesday evenings. That's when our other weekly is. Thanks so long.
Good night, everybody.